The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here comes the Los Angeles offense, and the man in charge of it in his second season with the team, 14th overall in what's been an impressive career, Matthew Stafford. On first down, they'll start out with Akers.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 73 yards.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers, but he certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
25 yards there on the catch and run.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, this defense for the Cardinals, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense. Just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
Oh, boy, hang on here. J.J. Watt appears to be injured or at least shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. Now it's Stafford. And the hookup here to Allen Robinson.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Going right back to Akers.
Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
4th down, and we go from one Matt to another. Stafford heads off. Matt Gay gets set for the Rams field goal.
This from 36 yards out. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter. What a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know of one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special teams. A direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This group showed it right there. A big effect on this game.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now a man in his 2nd season in a Cardinal uniform. Here's James Conner.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
They'll fake it to Conner. Now Murray.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
23 yards the pickup there.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The Cardinals at 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, he's got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Now Murray off play action. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of
You know, it's never easy to get Kyler Murray down to the ground, and to do it with a sack on their first drive, what a great tone setter defensively.
Oh, and no one's celebrating more than the defensive coordinator, because that's all he's preached all week long. Keep him hemmed in. Don't let him get into the open field and create big plays with his feet. To get him down in the pocket early, that's got to feel great for them.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And he'll just get rid of it.
They'll give them some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. We're scoreless after 1.
Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2, as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is counter. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
To throw, it's Murray. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
4th down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now.
From the right hash, this from 48. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taking it about the 1. On the return is Brandon Powell. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Now, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they travel up to Philly to take on the Eagles. A lot going on.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The Rams Rams and Cardinals, they met 3 times a season ago. They each won in the other's building in the regular season. The Cardinals 37-20 in Week 4, and the Rams in Week 14 on Monday night would win it 30-23. And then, of course, they would also meet in the first ever Monday night wild card game, the final game of the first Super Wild Card weekend. And the Rams kicked off their title run with a 34-11 win at SoFi.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away.
On the return, Dortch.
Yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is counter. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just go a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And complete to Zach Ertz.
And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Waste of time.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. The sack cost him only a yard at 2nd and 11. Here's Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Finding Ertz again.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. They'll run here with Connor. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Murray keeps it himself, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Kyler Murray in the final seconds of the 1st half.
And the Cardinals will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point good by Prater, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime with a visiting
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started.
Taking in at the 3. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
So here are the Cardinals to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in a positive direction. Third quarter starts with a run from Connor. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Going deep for Hopkins. They've got his man complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray, but as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength.
And how about how he improvised right there, because he got flushed out of the pocket, locked eyes with his wide receiver, who knew to just keep running. And he was able to lay that one out there for him to run under.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Connor running right, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Murray now.
And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Still searching for that first interception in this game, and down on the scoreboard. Remember, they won last week, and a big reason why they had 3 picks.
And one characteristic I've always noticed about great defenses is that they want to be the ones that have a huge impact on the game and actually lead their teams to victory. So you just noted 3 interceptions last week, and they won. And a little extra pressure that they're feeling right now because they haven't gotten those interceptions in this game, and they're losing.
Murray on the sneak, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Kyler Murray with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Cardinals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now Prater to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10.
At their own 22. Play action. Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. And this one incomplete.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Stafford. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here comes Dortch on the return. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as back now here on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run behind center with Connor. He's brought down by Terrell Burgess. Terrell Burgess on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A give running right is Connor. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscle all over the field and getting pushed down it.
2nd down and goal. Murray. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald. What a sensational effort. That's going to be a loss of 20. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Forced out. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Aaron Donald drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted.
Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football.
This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. Murray getting this out wide to Hopkins. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
A gain of 16 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take it look like a turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Murray's going to look to throw this thing. Steps away to his left. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Max Williams, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Cardinals add on to their fourth quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. And a decisive advantage became even more decisive. They already had the win in hand, but they keep pressing the tempo, and they pile on with another touchdown reception.
Would you consider that touchdown a reward to all the tight ends on their roster for their effort today? Not just running their routes, but all the time they spend in the trenches laying down blocks, doing little things to help that offense succeed. And for doing all of that, they definitely want one of their tight ends to get a touchdown to really seal this blowout.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. L.A. set to take over again on offense. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Escaping, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Fielded just inside the 30. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The football going back over to Arizona now.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They start with a give to Connor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to throw it, Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. From the 25 on second down, Stafford. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. This one finding the hands of Brandon Powell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and this was